Hi, my name is Terry Blue, and this is a walkthrough of my final project at the Flatiron School. My app uses a React and Redux front end for the user interaction and a Rails API backend for the data. It's called My Watch Collection and allows a watch collector like myself to catalog and view their watches. I shall first demonstrate the sign up, login, adding, editing, and deleting functions using dummy data. Then I shall go into my personal account, which contains real-world data, where I shall demonstrate the search and sort functions, finishing up with a demonstration of the responsive nature of the app, which allows it to be viewed on variable-sized screens. The home page, seen here, simply allows a user to log into their account or to sign up as a new user. And I'll sign up as a new user now. Once the sign-up has completed successfully, the user will be redirected to the login screen to log into their account. And once logged in, the first screen presented is the dashboard, which will fill up as watches are added. There's a navigation bar at the top of the screen which contains a logo, who's logged in, a logout link, an edit profile link, and a search input field and button. The rest of the screen consists of a dashboard with two sections. The user's list of watches will appear on the smaller sidebar on the left, which will grow as more watches are added, and the larger main section on the right will contain a logo, watches information, and a clock feature, all of which will appear as watches are added. A new user will be presented with a welcome message and invited to click on the Add Watch button to start cataloging their watches, and I'll do so now. I will first add a watch containing required fields only and no image. And I will add a second watch to include a few more input fields and an image. When we go back to the dashboard, we can see that those two watches have been added, and the first one does not include an image, which is why it's displaying this message saying no image uploaded. Also, these images will have links attached to them, which will allow the user to click on them to go to the details for those watches directly. And now I'll demonstrate the edit function. I'll add an image to this watch. Now we see that watch has an image attached to it. And we can also delete watches. It will ask us if we really want to delete the watch as a precaution. I do, so I'll click OK. It says the watch has been deleted. And when we go back, takes us back to the dashboard. We can see the only watch existing now is the first one that I entered. There's also a watch-related info link, which when clicked will present a screen containing information about watch-related records and how to create them. As you can see here in the description, it says that watch-related records can contain any type of information related to watches. Gives you some examples here, and also a note that information about a specific saved watch can be entered in the notes input field of that watch. So I'm going to go back to the dashboard and add one of those records. And the only required field here is the title. Also, for a watch-related record, we can use any of these input fields and the notes input field, and also add an image if we so desire. So I'll just put in enter information in a few of those. When we go back to the dashboard, we can now see that a total field has been added for the watch related. So we now have one watch that we've added plus a total watch related record. So if we click on that, it'll take us to that watch related record, and we can see there that it has no image, and this is the information that's been added. And images are not displayed for watch-related records. Only actual watches will have an image displayed in these two fields here. In these two areas here. There is also an edit profile link on the navbar, which allows a user to change their email and/or password, and also to delete their account. And making any changes there will cause a redirect to the login screen for the user to log in with their updated profile information, and I'll demonstrate that now. I should change the email address to Hotmail. I should also change the password. And here it's asking us if we really want to do that update. Well, I do, so I'll click OK. Tells us it's been updated and that we'll need to log in again. So when we click OK, it will take us directly to the login field for us to log in with the new information for that user. And as we can see here, the new email information is now appearing in the navigation bar. And the user can also delete their account if they so wish. And again, it will ask them if they really want to do that as a precaution. And I do, so I'll click OK. It says the account has been successfully deleted, and that will take us back to the home screen. I will now log into my own account to continue with the walkthrough. It says I've entered an incorrect information there, so it takes me back. When that occurs, it takes you directly back to the home screen. So I'll try that again. Success this time. So now we logged into my account. As you can see, I there are more watches information appearing here in the sidebar because I have 183 watches in total, but with only one watch related record. Because there are obviously 183 records here, on the side bar here, that's got a scrolling function, so I can scroll through all the watches using that scroll bar. And also for my watch related record, just to give an example of what can be entered there, I'm using my watch related record for the purpose of telling me how many free spaces I have in my watch cases, because I keep my watches in various cases of various sizes, and it's telling me I have 21 free spaces spread out over different cases. So that's just an example of what it could be used for. I shall now demonstrate the search function. And here I did a search on Aragon, which is the name of watchmaker. And you see over here is displaying watches, and it's saying that the watchmaker here is Android. I chose this deliberately because when I bought these watches, the name of the watch maker was actually Android, but they changed their name to Aragon. But of course all my watches are Android watches, which is why I kept the name Android. But select one of those watches, and all I did was in the notes I made a note that the name change was made to Aragon. So I'll select another watchmaker that I have, and here I have most of my watches are from a company called Invicta. They're based in Florida, Hollywood, Florida. And as we can see here in the display of the oldest and newest watches, they relate to what's been searched on. So these are both Invicta watches. So whatever watchmaker I search on, only those watches will appear. Those makers' watches will appear in the search. Sorry, in the oldest and newest images. And as I described before, clicking on one of those images will take you directly to the details for that watch. Back to the dashboard, and I'll redisplay the initial list, which will now display all of the watches. I'm going to demonstrate the sort function. The initial display of the watches will be displayed by the watchmaker name, and within watchmaker name, the name of the watch alphabetically, which is one of the sorts here, the watchmaker. To click to sort it by watch name, just click on watch name and it'll sort all the watches in watch name order. I'll go back to the Android display to demonstrate the other sorts. You can also sort from newest to oldest. So this is the newest, which will be this watch here, and the oldest will be the other watch. Can also sort oldest to newest, which will reverse the list. And also you can sort from cost low to high and cost high to low. And now the last thing I'm going to do is demonstrate the responsiveness of the screens. And as the screen gets smaller, As you can see, the logo disappears and the clock has disappeared, until eventually the sidebar will also disappear and be replaced by this logo here. It's called a hamburger logo, and clicking on that will show the list of watches, or just switch it off. And as we make it the screen bigger, the sidebar with the watches comes back again, the logo comes back, and the clock comes back. And that's the end of my walkthrough. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.